They must serve every Kenyan equally. That is why the president and I took 3 days in Luo Nyanza where we were not voted for the way we would have wished. We were in Homa Bay, we were in Siaya, we were in Kisumu, because that is part of Kenya. And those are Kenyans who are there. And no Kenyans who elected us, who did not elect us, are people of Kenya. And there are no two presidents, there is one president to work for everybody. So we shall be coming to your constituencies, irrespective of where you voted. The elections are over, we are now working. When the time comes, another 4 years from now, we'll sort out each other in the normal way. And, but for now, we want to work. Good people, in your mandate is legislation. Make good laws. And when you make these laws, make them assuming and taking the position that they'll be implemented by your worst enemy. That is the way to make laws. Some of us, we know that. Because laws that we made were used against us. So please make good laws for posterity and take it that they can be implemented by somebody who doesn't mean well for you. I'll be persuading you shortly. I've been given a very serious job to deal with cartels in the coffee, tea, and milk subsectors. We have started consultations with all stakeholders, and there is a parliamentary caucus on tea and coffee. I'll be meeting you shortly, amongst other stakeholders. We will be proposing to amend certain laws, to create certain regulations, to make sure that the middlemen and the exploiters of the Kenyan farmer are removed anywhere in this country. When those laws come to you, please be patriotic and be sympathetic and have empathy for the Kenyan farmer who has been exploited by middlemen and cartels for the last 5 centuries. It's not a small job. It's not easy. You know, for those of us who are farmers, dairy farmers, and beef, you know, a calf, removing it from the under of the cow when it has been sucking milk is not easy. You are likely to get a very hard kick. So we are seized of the battle ahead of us. But we are not intimidated. We must free the Kenyan farmer from exploitation. And this will be achieved by enacting the proper laws such that even when William Ruto and Gachagua are retired, those laws protect the Kenyan farmer forever. And I can tell you why it has not been possible to deal with the cartels who have been exploiting farmers is because the leadership of the country for the years that have passed were part and parcel of that business. So there is no way they would have been on the side of the Kenyan farmer. For now, today, reforms in the coffee, tea, and milk subsector will succeed for one single reason, that William Ruto and Gachagua have no interest whatsoever in those 3 subsectors. Our only interest in the milk subsector is the amount of milk put in our cup of tea. That is our only interest. Our only interest in the coffee and tea subsector is the decision whether to take coffee or tea in the morning. That is as far as it goes. And therefore, I want to ask you today, when those laws, the amendments come, when those regulations come, exercise patriotism. Please sympathize and empathize with the Kenyan farmer, and let us put some money to the pocket of the farmer so that they can realize the benefits of their sweat. Finally, I want to talk about representation. Please, other than CDF, and by the way, the president and I, you don't need to talk to us about CDF. That is preaching to bishops. We know the importance of that fund. And without blinking an eye,